This one here is more what you would want to call shadow work. The reason why I'm not in the pictures, I'm not the focus here. Focus is the words, the information that I'm giving to you right now. Shadow work is most likely the work that you don't like, or people that, it's hard to hear. It's hard to accept or admit that this is in us. But nevertheless, we're here to share that with you and listen to what I say clearly. Try, if possible, to reflect on that and go deep within. It's the data that I'm accumulating as I'm living, as I'm communicating, as I'm exchanging information. I see how I reflect, how I'm being reflected, what people reflect, and how do I reflect it. We are each other's mirrors. And admittance is one of the steps that will bring us to where we need to be. So I want to call this breaking down the false self. The body has certain energy states, and the brain controls these states. The mind is the controlling mechanism that helps you to enter these states and feel them. So what we want to do is talk about the negative aspect of what that is negative, right and wrong. Because trust me, there is a right and there's a wrong, such as there's a left and a right. There's an evolution, and there's a point where evolution stops. There is movement, and there's something that's stagnant. And in the evolutionary process, if you look into the universe, how this comes and goes, evolution is an ongoing, spiraling, ever so advancing path. If you stop that, you make that decision when you loop. That is what we call, or we want to call, negative energy. Something that doesn't further you no more, doesn't further your existence. And note, if you get negative in the fifth dimension, it'll catapult you back 100-fold, because the universe recycles. The universe tries to rectify your path. It tries to help you to manage your energy. And if you can't manage your energy, the universe will try its best to put something before you that will manage that for you, so you realize self and realign. And if you are hard-headed and you're not trying to listen, the universe will try very hard to realign you, leading up to even accidents or fights or people screaming at each other or relationships breaking up or other scenarios that run on extremes when not listened to yourself. So all you do is basically experience yourself and you listen to yourself. Okay? So we will break it down as follows. If your brain holds a negative charge and feeds the body that negative charge, it creates a feedback loop to the point of its origin where it started in the first place. The tricky trap is when you feel bad, it's already too late. Because that means the brain has created a loop and the body begins to identify with it because it has manifested in the body, thus in the mind, and you think it's real, when it's not. It's just an aspect. If not solved within you, it becomes a vicious cycle, and it will get worse before it gets better. So, as we are going towards the fifth density, these cycles increase with intensity, simply to show us the only thing we experience is ourselves, and we will ultimately learn to face ourselves. Others call it facing a shadow, facing the hidden aspects of self that we put in denial or put away because we claim they don't exist, because we have developed fantastic routines to a point that we believe that we think and what the ego is telling us is real when it's not. removing yourself from situations or removing people that you don't like because they don't fulfill a purpose or they pull you out of your comfort zone, it's never going to solve the conflict that you carry within. One might believe in the illusion that they had a happy life. In fact, it seemed that way in the past because we were asleep. We were in our comfort zone. Now, realizing if you're in your comfort zone and you're happy and you're not going any deeper, there's no evolution. So the universe will arrange you in a way and patterns to create wave patterns so you can use and run your diagnostic system of what that is to live happy, to fully consciously be aware of what happiness is and what the egoic mind state has to do with that. Meaning, how do you get into the groove? How do you feel what others feel? You can't unless somebody tells you you're messing up. If nobody ever told you messed up, well, you carry on and you keep on trucking because you think the show that you're playing, people like the show, but when in fact they don't like the show, they just keep it quiet and they don't talk to you because they're trying to avoid conflict. If some of us go through their own personal hell, congratulations, you're becoming awake of self. What you didn't know is all that suppressed stuff is coming up right now. You have to face it now. You have to sit back and feel like shit and be pissed and analyze it. What's recommended is do not give your shit to other people. Do not try to go and fish for arguments so your ego has the confirmation that the person opposite of you is shit because you are it, you are the master, you deserve better, you don't deserve this, and everybody else's fault. It's not your fault. It's this, it's that, it's whatever you have, even metaphysical aspects, whatever you want to name and label, it's always the other. It's never you. That we have to stop because it's all ourselves. So, like I said, all you can ever experience is yourself. Nothing else outside of your self-existence is just your perception and how you perceive things and situations and peoples and places. We should go within and find the root of the negative feeling, the feeling that makes us feel sad, and why we identify with that, and stop the thought in its tracks. Catch it. Own yourself. Own your thoughts. If you can't own your thoughts, you're in your head. If you're in your head, you're not grounded. If you're not grounded, the body reacts in all ways possible to put you in your body because you're not in your body. All types of symptoms, all types of names in the field will appear to force you to focus on yourself, to be in a happy mind state, because that is recommended for what's coming. If one is sensitive to fields and situations, that just means you have not mastered the egoic structure of self and you're open. Here's how it works. The ego mind always runs on what do I want, what do I desire, how do I feel, and I do not care about how one else or anybody else feels. I never even ask. I just do because I feel what's in my own right, that what I do is right, which is not. You have to ask, you have to reflect, and you have to admit yourself to yourself. Meaning, the egoic structure has only one program, whether you believe it or not, whether you want to hear it, accept it, or admit it or not. It is of service to self. Meaning, I will indulge myself, I will give myself my healing, I will give myself what's the typical dog reward system. He did good, and here's your reward, and you're happy. But your happiness, funny, won't last very long because you're seeking the next award. You can't get that because you're not going within. You're seeking. The seeker has to disappear. Become the finder. Don't look for events that happen. Be the event that happens. Whether you admit it or not, you are in the vessel. You came here. It was your choice. You have to face that with all the handicaps and hiccups you have in your life and look at it, and that's the only way for you to heal yourself. Depending on your spiritual maturity, that determines the level of channel you have to your own archive. First it gets worse, then you hit rock bottom, and then you get back up. Never worry about anything, because you have gotten this far. And guess what? You're not alone. We are watching you, and we are proud of you. Now let us elaborate on a few facts. Let's break down the overall so misunderstood metaphor, hear no evil, see no evil, speak no evil. The word evil is just the word live in reverse. So reverse your word psychology or your word wizardry, because word is bond. Word is witchcraft. It is energy manifest through time and space. So be very clear of what you verbalize and how you speak and what you want and what you wish for. Try not to see all the bad things in the world all the time. Try not to hear the bad things in the world all the time. Try not to speak bad things all the time. For it is a program that runs you since you put it on repeat. You forgot that you put it on repeat, and after a while you identified with it, and now it's an implant, and you think you are one with that program. That is not of service to you. It is only of service to self. Until you are cleared from within, your surrounding will only reflect that back to you. People, places, etc. Do not fall for the trickster ego, for it will instigate and hunt situations to justify and even validate why you should even feel bad or suffer. Because it feeds on that. It needs that energy. It's like a parasite. Healing begins with absolute discipline within. A proverb says, "No one will hear you or listen to you unless you hear yourself or listen to yourself fully." It's not the people that have to change. It is you that has to change from within. When you become the change you want to see in the world can adapt and be that what you are. Your inner dialogue, if that is messed up, so will be how you perceive information. And that is called cross-chatter. When you always have some stuff, some rhetoric, some theory in your mind, giving you crap, talking, and it doesn't make sense, it makes you upset, you need to shut that up. And if you can't shut it up, you work on that shutting up situation, because you're way too open. You have to create lines where this other stuff or beings can't cross. And to that, never should any being talk or suggest anything to you without permission that includes people and other dimensionals. If so, and if you can't stop it, like I said, that means you're open. You need to close your lid. You need to learn how to close your lid. And if you don't know how to close your lid, then shut it off. Then find somebody that can teach you or inspire you to find a way of shutting that off within you. What most beings have is called cross-chatter, meaning that your brain hemispheres are discussing, meaning left and right is an argument. You're not in agreement with yourself. That's all it is. Get your brain hemispheres in line, synchronized, and the cross-chatter will stop. The egoic construct lies, manipulates to satisfy its needs. Your subconscious knows more than you know. That's why it brings you into situations where you use your diagnostic system and feel the situation to see where you are and learn from it. If you are fooling yourself by trying to override the subconscious mainframe programming, static will build up in your system, in your etheric field, which is the field of information that surrounds you. Some call it morphogenetic field. The static will cause your cells to be in a spin down state, making your body and your entire systemic structure acidic. What does that mean if you get acidic? It means it weakens your immune system. It'll break down your mojo, your overall well-being. It breaks down, and you are susceptible for interdimensional attacks, even disease. A universal law says if you cannot manage your energy, something will be put in place before you to manage that. Then recognize we have 4 major drama scenarios. The aloof one, the clumsy one that always messes up, and it's always his fault because they fucked up. The second one is the victim. Poor me. It's always me, and it's my fault, and I'm wrong in the world, and it's me, 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 me. The third one is the intimidator that intimidates its surroundings by showing false leadership and just being in place and claiming claims because he fears to face himself. So no one can reflect on him or give back to him what or her they feel like they want to reflect because they intimidated. That's how it keeps the information at bay and the egoic structure can run its course. Number 4 is the interrogator. There's a fly in my soup. There's a hair over here. There's this. What is this? What is this? Why is that? How is this? Why is this? All the time relentless. Meaning I need attention because I don't have enough self-love. Love yourself. Stop running these programs. They feed on that. And you're feeding the other side. And it's no longer beneficial to you. You have grown out of this. We are going to the 5th dimension. And another thing that people never look at is the blockage in your learning process, meaning the faulty reasoning thought process when you have to analyze a situation. If that's faulty from the beginning, you couldn't even understand the message that I'm relaying. You couldn't even understand what I'm saying. You couldn't even compute or process what I'm trying to bring across. And to make that very clear, know the energy states that you're in. The low energy state, and just in general, I will not cover everything, but just like the commercial topic, so you know where you are. Low energy states are, meaning if your vibration is low. Anxiety can also mean confusion or body adjustment. That should stop. If anxiety doesn't stop, you stay in a low vibration. Fear, lower vibration. Feeling bad about a situation or feeling sad or depressed is a lower vibration. You can make a decision to get out of it. It's only the mind that puts you there. It's not your body. Your body thrives to rise. Your body wants to be up there, wants to recognize. You want to spread your wings and you want to fly. Confusion is a state of where you don't know where you are. You have no idea. That's where you need to learn to trust your intuition. Confusion is a state of low energy. Complaining all the time about the world, the universe, the angels, extraterrestrials, interdimensional time travelers, whatever beings that you can name off. Every time you complain about everybody else is wrong and it's not you, that means it's all you. You're just talking to yourself. Stop complaining. Cursing. If you curse the universe, curse the angels, curse people, you'll be spelling yourself. That backfires 100-fold and you get sicker and sicker until you stop cursing. So I suggest in your language, stop cursing so much. Use less curse words. Speak harmonious and lovely words. Projecting hate is a lower mind state. You hate somebody because you think he's this or she's that. Stop doing that. It's not beneficial and it doesn't change anything and it'll only make the situation worse. Causing unrest, meaning some group of people are having fun, you step into the group, you make known that you're not having fun, they don't respond to you, you complain, and you try to tilt what the other group is feeling. That is disrespectful, that is inconsiderate, you need to keep it to yourself, and don't bring it to the people. You want to bring something to someone, try to release it and let that go and find a way to release it and give it back to where it came from, because it no longer serves you. And the common game, which we all know, well, if you don't do this, then I'm going to do this, or if this situation is not going to change, then I'm going to do this. That's a negative thought projection. It is a lower vibration, and you need to change yourself before you can put these threats on other people, because you make them feel uneasy, and then that means you have given the negative more power by sharing it. As you throw emotional hooks to others because they think they feel they're obligated to make you feel better. Nobody's obligated to make you feel anything, because you have to learn to make yourself feel happy. And the last is cross chatter. When your brain has its own dialogue and it's not in control, meditate every day and get that in gear that you stop the cross chatter. That is what's necessary for you to heal your aspect. Now we are coming to high energy states. High energy states is feeling good, seeing clear. Nothing in the world can affect you. Nothing can go wrong. You're in your God moment, you love the moment, you're consciously in your body, you're present, you're aware, you're here. You don't even need to think, you're just pure beingness. And speaking lovely words. Now to the good part, to the healing aspect. The sound you will hear is 432 Hertz tuning fork to tune in. Okay, now we come to the light sider part of that jolting message, healing these aspects. To get out of this negative or destructive or non-evolutionary mindset is simple. Find techniques where you can stop it, stop feeding it, stop going there. And most of all, stop complaining all the time. See what changes you can make. In silence. Analyze yourself. Be authentic. Really be authentic, because when you're not, it is seen. It's evident. Be in your purpose. Meaning love what you do and do what you love. And find that. And to finalize the entire thing is ground yourself, because if you're not grounded, that means you're in your head. If you're in your head, you're in thought parameters. You're in a fourth dimensional aspect of self, which is an illusion, and that can create a whole lot of things. When the mind gets bored, it creates worlds that we fall into, that we believe that are not true. That's why we're here in the first place. That's why we have to make that jump. So if you have a dream project, an idea of what you want to do it now. And ask yourself, if you already have the idea, what's holding you back? And we do not want to hear that it has been suggested that you would hold back on your project, because you make the decision. Not your higher self, not your other dimensional aspects make decisions for you. Nothing but you and the source. So I suggest get up and start now. What are you doing after this video in regards of your project? Do it now. It's for you. It's just for you, and you'll prosper. If you don't know, ask the question, what shall I do? And sleep over it and let it come to you. Once the mind gets clear, and it's all up to you, you'll see what you have to do. And if you don't have an idea, you always have the opportunity to create one. You are abundance. You represent abundance. Anything can be created from you. Don't postpone your ascension by hesitating in your own tracks, because it's all up to you, not to no conspiracy theory or government or disclosure projects or whatever they say. What you're doing right now, here in the now. How do you anchor what you're thinking of here? How do you anchor five-dimensional aspects in the three-dimensional realm? Don't run from yourself. You can run, you can hide, but no matter where you go, there you are. Commit to yourself. Commit to the shadow as well as the light side, and integrate and make that one. The only way in this ascension path is through. Exits are not an option. You only end up in limbo, having to do this stuff again, and it's going to take forever to come here. The only thing here is through the entire game, through your own transformation. And then you open your wings and you fly high up like the phoenix, and you're reborn, and you develop a different perspective and outlook to what you've thought before. And thus, I'm wishing you all the blessings and all the assistance the angels can give you, because you can call on them anytime. But have your discipline within yourself to heal yourself within yourself. The seeker disappears. The finder is the event that creates. Be a pro-creator, because it is your purpose. We love you very much. Let the healing commence, and namaste. This is Arcturus Ra, signing off.